Okay, so I want to talk about Breaking Point, and that it's from Susie's perspective. Susie is sort of the heart of the story, so to speak. I have a lot of her POV, but I have POV from every one of the band members. I actually did incorporate some of Max's after I did that little video on it, because I was like, no, Max deserves some POV. So I did a couple chapters of him too, a couple of Dan, a couple of Sal, but it's largely Emma, Susie, and Liam. Susie has her own arc and everything. It's really cool. I really enjoyed writing it from her perspective, and her arc in this is very meaningful. So for Breaking Point, I wanted sort of the main character arc is the band itself. So we kind of show up with them when they're in Fracture, and then we see throughout the story as referenced in Through the Glory and the Mess, how they found their way back to each other, and it was through the album Revelations, right? Just before that. There was a lot that went on beforehand, which Dan references in Through the Glories and the Mess. If you love that conversation, because I did, that was one of my favorites to write. Breaking Point kind of answers all this in detail, what those are. I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to spoil it for you all, but recognize them, you're going to notice the Easter eggs coming out in all these prequel series. So the Easter egg for that was when Liam is sitting in the cafe in the hotel, and Dan and Max sit down and are talking to him about being lighter and happier, and something's going on with him. What is it? And then he kind of does a he does a funny little monologue about all the events that took him to get to that place. A couple things he references are Modelgate, the Fellowship of the Moms, and Heartbreakers, which is before all of that. I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to spoil it for you all, but you'll get to see them happening in real time. What happened was, with this book, I initially wrote it out with toggling POVs, but after deciding that I really wanted this to be not Susie's book, but Susie to be the heart of it, like the barometer for the band, and sort of witnessing all this as well as experiencing her own stuff, what I did instead of doing those first person POVs is I pulled those out and kind of told them through Susie's POV in flashback. So we kind of start in the middle, get a little bit of flashback at the beginning, and then we get the forward movement. So that's how it works. For newsletter subscribers, I am going to have those initial first person POV chapters available on the website, which you can only access if you're a newsletter subscriber, and you'll be able to read those after Breaking Point comes out at some point. So it'll be a while before that comes out. So yeah, that's my Breaking Point post. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you're excited, share this post. I'm very excited for you guys to read this book.